Welcome back all. Right, now for the major Forex pairs. By the way, I just did the video on AUDUSD and a couple hours ago, and it's going to plan. We are dropping. Hold on. There we go. We're dropping even more. We're looking to take this out, okay? Now, one of two things, okay? I do currently believe that this is a top and we're coming down. Hold on, let's go to the 4-hour. All the way into this demand, the low points of this demand, potentially to take out these lows. Okay, there is a chance, just roughly looking from this time frame, a potential 1 2 here. Okay, so if this is not a C wave and this is a 3 wave, then there's a potential of us coming to a 38% to 50%. Okay, you always have to have the alternate bias on the chart as well when you trade, especially when you're trading with Elliott wave. Okay, the moment we hit that 618, then that's confirmation that we're taking out these lows in my view. Okay, I will just clear this up. I can do them again later. The lower time, in fact, I'll put them back on in a second. So we've got the 13 EMA here, the 50 EMA here, and I think we've topped after reaching the supply zone to the left. Okay, so I do think that this has a good chance of, even if somehow we could count this as a one, we can count this as a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, maybe an ending diagonal here, I don't know. We really could be coming down to this demand zone over here. So as I'll be analyzing the charts, but there's a good chance of that. So onto AUDUSD, because we're doing the major dollar pairs now. AUDUSD, same thing, was looking for them to reach the supply zone. Honestly, yesterday I was trying to short, and the market just kept taking a mick. I wasn't surprised to take out this wick, but I was surprised that we didn't turn around sooner. Oh great, I've just realized we're taking out the 4-hour fractal low. Okay, so clone that, put that there. That's the swing low right here. This is the swing low. When that's broken, I am going to be aiming for here or even here. Okay, not to say that's the final spot, because I do think ultimately we're coming into here, but these are good places to take profits, at least big partials, because one, we would have had a big substantial move down, and two, I would be expecting a retracement from that moment. Okay, so on to just quickly check the TDI. You can see we came outside the volatility band. We tapped the oversell at this thin red line here. Okay, almost touched the oversold level. I'm sure we did on the hour. Obviously, we did on the hour. If we check the hour, we came above it and then we slumped. We've crossed below the 50 static. So we're on the hour time frame. Let me just not confuse anyone. I'll slow down. This looks like a distribution with your preliminary supply, buyer's climax, or you can label this your buyer's climax, or MAC reaction, UT, UTAD, or preliminary supply, buyer's climax, automatic reaction, UT. Either which way, we've had this wedge, yeah, and we've broken the lows. So this is over. This move here is over. Unless we don't break this low and then we start trading up, we could get another high. I'll be surprised not to take that low. I really, really would be surprised if we didn't take this low. I'll put my alert at this low. Okay. So minimum, absolute minimum, if we just go with the market maker method, if we know, because the market makers tell you themselves, or they don't try to tell you, and I'm the research to this down, but one thing I learned early on in my game from Tino, Traders Reality, is that these market makers, when they're offering liquidity to these brokers, they let them know, which it was on their site and it was clear, that they use a strategy called mean reversion, where they take the price away and back to, and then maybe back the other way, but back to, basically price will come back to the 50 EMA at some point, always. When it's far extended, you can see the 13 and the 50 EMA have fanned apart. They crossed here, they fanned apart. It's been a long time since they've seen the 50 EMA. The 50 EMA now becomes a target. The 50 EMA, for them to like reset price as such, maybe go sideways, and then they'll take a direction again, whether that be up or down, or liquidate both sides and then go in a direction. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. We managed to maintain this last point of supply here. I don't know if that's the technical term for it, last point of supply, but because I wasn't talking Wyckoff. I'm talking supply and demand here. That very last institutional candle, which you can see had a lot of volume in it. That institutional candle at the high with all that volume sent so many people up, and they came down and crashed it. We came back up. We've mitigated the positions, the buys that the market makers have done there, and we've broken fractal lows to the downside. Okay, so for me, downtrend is resuming, and this for me is an A, or A could be here, A or W, it could be here. I'm going to go with here. Then we got A, B, C, B, looking for C, which should bring us to that demand zone over there. Okay, because ultimately we're looking for a two wave to retrace this big major move we've had to the upside. Now, it might not look like a one wave, it might even be a corrective wave, whatever. Either way, I'm happy to say that that's most likely ended, and we can see this demand here where I've got the C. We can see that, and at that point we can look out, see what happens if we get accumulation or distribution, whatever. Euro USD, I think is a lot cleaner, and it's easier to see that we are potentially making that two wave here now. If I just go to the daily quickly, all right, we've got a completed 5-wave move to the upside, crystal clear. 1, 2, maybe 3, then 4, then 5. Okay, otherwise we've got a 1, 2, or a 1, 2, because it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, but we did hit the 886. So there is a potential that this correction ended here in some form of a WXY, this being the WXY. Okay, so if we go with the purple count, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can be 1. Yeah, that can be 1. I'm leaning towards it being a 1. Okay. We didn't take that 618 from that 4, so that, you know, could suggest high up, but I don't believe that. I do believe the rejection from the supply is valid. Also, we've got at the bottom over here, no wick on the daily candle. Price will be drawn to it. By grabbing that, we'll probably take out the 618. Okay, I'm looking at this as a B, C, or 1, 2, 3. Okay, in a two wave, I'm actually looking for a two wave, potentially a fourth wave when we get to this area. So at least we're good to sell down here. All right, we have the demand zone right here. We can observe price when it gets here. But should price come here, pull, break it, then we're bearish. If it should come here, tap it, come back up, we'll look for distribution at the supply zone. So if price, came down here, taps on here, moves back up. We're looking for distribution to continue lower. Okay. If it comes down here and we do get a good accumulation, you can buy it to that supply zone in hope that maybe it continues and we get a fifth wave in the black over here into that supply zone. But currently the bias is to the downside on Euro USD. On the 4-hour time frame, we've hit the supply. Okay. Currently this doesn't count too good as a impulse, but I can count it as an impulse. Oh, I thought I could. We've hit the 618. So yeah, doesn't count good as an impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would have been that impulsive count. But now we've hit that 618. No, we haven't. Not from there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Even though you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, we haven't hit the 618, then 5. You need to count the internal of the 3. If this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and looking for 5, inside of here, we should be able to do the same. A 1, a 2, or a 2. Then here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 4's come back into the price territory of 1. And if that is a 1, 2, and we did the fib from here, 4 has come into the price territory of 1. So we didn't get a 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, as you can see. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, it came back into 1. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, we came back into the original 1. So for me, this is corrective for those reasons, and for the shape and the look, and for the where it is. Okay. I'm expecting a 2-wave. Yeah, even if it was a 4-wave, whichever way, this is corrective. And an A, B, C. Okay, so I will label it A, B, C. Okay, now that is a short B wave in time. In time, that's a fairly short B wave. Potentially we could do something. No, I was gonna say we could do something like this. I mean, anything's possible, but for me, after hitting this supply and looking at the EMAs, we've trapped above the 50 EMA, and this is on a 4-hour time frame. To me, this is straight down. To me, it's coming down at least into this demand zone where we can then reassess everything. Now that's been hit, that area, so I'm more likely to go like this. Okay, we do have a little bit of demand in here too that lines up with the prior down move before the up move. So yeah, into here, ultimately into there, potentially even lower. Maybe just swipe this low and come back up. Maybe. Looking for a 2-wave. And this would be my A. I could channel it from here to here to wherever A started. Ended. And just expect it to dip through the bottom of this channel again, which lines up with that demand zone. So over to GBPUSD. GBPUSD is doing the same thing as EURUSD. It will follow what EURUSD is doing most of the time. These were little inefficiencies, they've all been grabbed. Let me just check that last one has been grabbed. Yep, that's also been grabbed. Excellent. All of those little inefficiencies, all those thin little black lines, do you know what they were? They were candles with no wicks. That's what they were. And I've seen that the market when it's making its way in that direction, tends to go back and grab all of them. Okay, you're confirmed for down sells on Euro GBPUSD once we break this low. That's the order block that they've made. I'm certain that we're going to break this low. I'm already in my enough trades for today, so I'm just going to stay back. But I think that low is getting it, and then from that point, hold on, did I not make that a red line? I tried to and I failed. There we go. Right. Now to the 1 hour EMAs, TDI. Good strong close below the signal line and the market baseline, and we're back just below the oversold. Looking for an hour close below that 13. We should have a 15-minute close below the 13. We do. Okay, we almost got close below the 1 hour. If all of this is fine and all of this is mitigated, then there is no need or reason for price to get above here. If it did, it would make me doubt my analysis. I would doubt my analysis if price came up and got above this wick right here, the 1245 candle. Didn't even, sorry, the 50, right, the hour we showed the TDI, 15-minute below the 50 static, that's very good. As we closed at the 50 MA, okay, even before then we came below it. Continuation. 5-minute. I want to see the 1 minute overbought. Yeah, well, almost outside. Cool. We might be overbought in a minute. No wick on that candle, but on this in this scenario is not. I'm not expecting that to get taken out. Anything above that high would make me doubt my analysis, because this did come up, grab this liquidity, okay, into this overall supply zone, this up move before the down move. We made this last, that's the last point of supply. We grabbed it, came down, broke the fractal low, came back up, redistributed, and broke the structural low over here. Okay, we're pulling up. This supply zone is now in control. This whole supply zone is now in control. Okay, potentially, what I don't want to see, but what could happen, because this is one of those candle wick things inside the point of interest. So potentially, pound will come grab the liquidity above this wick into here and then drop. I will mark out the one above because I've seen it, but I'm not looking forward to price taking that out. Otherwise, we'd be looking at this supply zone over here, but that would cause me to well, I'm not about to jump in the trade as it is, but that'll cause me to potentially doubt the analysis. But yeah, it could. Now, if price did actually come there and distribute, give me a second. I'd want to see this, because if price did come up there, it would and start to distribute, we would have missed all the manipulation, and I would like to sell it, and I actually would jump into this trade at that point. I actually would jump into this as well, because I wouldn't want to miss out on this. But currently, this does have the potential of going higher. We need to see what we need to see for this to go down. I am still bearish. I am still bearish on this. Now, currently, you can see this is corrective in the A, B, C. So this could be an A or a W. This could be a B or an X. Looking for the C or the Y to go down. That is what I'm looking for. We broke the prior fourth wave. We are looking for a 2 wave. This would be the first part. This would be the second, looking for that third. So, you know, ABC in A or 1, ABC in a B or X. Same thing to the downside. Potentially a 5-wave move down in a C wave, whether that be a diagonal or an impulse. That's what I'm looking out for in GBPUSD. NZDUSD. NZDUSD has not taken out this low by the daily open. AUDUSD has. We haven't taken the very low here, but I do believe that's next. NZDUSD hasn't taken any liquidity, hasn't broken any fractal lows on the 1 hour time frame so far, and yet to have given us an hourly close below the 13 EMA. We've got a 15-minute close below the 13 EMA. And on AUDUSD, yep, we got the 1 hour close below the 13 EMA. Okay, NZD does a lot of the time what AUDUSD does, so I'm still of the bias with going down. Okay, 2 o'clock is coming. We need to observe price here, and yeah, that's it. That's my analysis on these pairs now. So I'll post a video and I'll update you either later or we'll be back tomorrow. So trade safe, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.